with DAX Spices here, and you two have combined together to create, we're talking about meal prep, right?
Yes.
And using your spices, right?
Correct.
So tell us how this all came together and what the plan is.
I actually started a fitness venture probably about 3.5 years ago, meal prepping and things like that. And I was actually out at Christmas Village, out of all places, and ran into Drew and Karen and told them what I was doing, and they said they would love to help. And then we actually also carry their spices in our gym at 5 Fitness in Homewood. So it's been the story ever since.
All right, so you say it's not just, I mean, obviously it's about being fit, but this is about preparing, because we're busy folks.
Everybody's busy. Everybody's got a schedule. It's all about finding that time to help, just create something that's going to help you throughout the week instead of going out to a McDonald's or, going out to eat with, just where there's not really that great of healthy choices. You can actually fix it yourself to where you can prepare it, you know that it's healthy, and you can go out throughout the week with it.
All right, so it's going to take you some time, maybe on a Sunday, you said. But these are a couple of the dishes that you guys put in the meal prep plan. And so what is yours, Karen?
Well, we're doing a turkey meatball. So meal prep doesn't have to be boring. Like, you don't have to eat chicken and broccoli. So this is ground turkey.
And this is Josh. You came up with this.
Yes, this is actually one of my recipes. Got real busy one day in the kitchen and just came up with it.
So it's crumbled feta, and then dried cranberries.
Okay.
So, turkey can kind of get a little dry. So the feta and the cranberry helps add moisture. And then we added our secret ingredient. This is our green zest seasoning. And it's salt-free, preservative-free, MSG-free. So that's why it helps with the meal prep.
Okay.
So this is 2 tablespoons of the seasoning.
Because you can make these and put them, what are you going to put them in a container to put in the fridge or
yes. Well, you can
freezer,
go ahead and freeze. Like, you can make the meatballs and then you could freeze them.
Okay.
And then cook them at a later date.
Okay.
Or you could go ahead and cook them. If you cook them, you can bake them in the oven or you can grill them. So you would want to bake them at 375 for about 15 to 20 minutes.
All right.
And then you would put them in the containers for the week.
Okay, so you just roll them up like regular meatballs.
Yep.
Okay. And so when you cooked these, Josh, and you thought, hey, this is pretty good, right?
I was blown away by it. My roommates and I were grilling out one day, and I was sitting there and I rolled these things up, and next thing you know, they're like, "Oh my gosh, can you make these all the time?"
I love these.
It's like Thanksgiving,
Yeah, I was going to say the cranberry and the turkey all together.
Yeah.
Okay, so this obviously sweet potatoes. Now, what'd you do here?
What I did is you just dice them up, and when you dice them up, you just spread them out onto the pan. Throw a little bit of light Pam on there. Blackened. Dax has got a great blackened salt, blackened seasoning, but be careful. I warn you, if you put a lot on there, you're going to be going to the refrigerator for some milk or some water. They're
it gets
great,
a little spicy, right? All right, so you just cut them up in little bite sizes?
Right, just little bite sizes, and then you can bake them until they get soft, or if you grill them, throw some Pam on the grill itself and go from there.
What could be easier? So when you're doing prep, like you said, you could already go ahead and cook these, or you could freeze them. How would you do this? What's the prep for something like this?
It's I usually Sunday I'll find the time after church. I'll come home and I've already got everything shot. I'll usually go shopping on Saturday and get everything prepared then. And then Sunday I usually start cooking. I usually cook about 5 to 6 meals for each meal because I eat 5 to 6 times a day. So therefore I've got a whole refrigerator. My roommates do not like me sometimes just because of that. But no, it's pretty easy. It's all about finding the time.
So you're talking about go ahead and preparing it and getting it done.
Right.
So you're just warming it up.
Right. I'm just getting in there and pulling it out and
then you would want to put it in this container. Like, go ahead and pre-package it all up once you get it all done.
Right. You can actually find these containers at like Publix or Sam's or anything like that. They're very very inexpensive. You get about 5 to 6 uses out of them. So they're pretty awesome.
It also helps with portion control. So if you make a large meal, you're not so inclined to eat the entire
And that's another thing too is proportion control. I usually do a half the cup of sweet potatoes and about 5 to 6 meatballs.
All right, well, just a couple of the recipes and the ideas of maybe prepping a little bit. I know I said I got to find the time to prep, but it's a great idea if I would do it. All right, Josh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
What's your gym again?
We're 5 Fitness. We're in Homewood. We're a personal training studio, fully functional training, just to help people, be mobile every day of their life.
All right, and Karen and Drew, Dax Spices.
And you can get their spices at their gym.
There you go. And if you want the recipes, we'll have that for you online or on the WBRC News app. You can write us here at the station. P.O. Box 6 Birmingham 35201. and get it that way as well. Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Back in a moment.